In that 4-year gap between when you started to feel your body like deteriorate, I guess, and then when you got medically retired, I guess, what was that period like?
Some people would be like, oh, they see in terms of A-League standards in the league, but then going international, you're seeing, oh my God, you're seeing levels of like Premier League and thinking what I could have been. I could have been on this side if things were to play into my...
Yeah, but I'm also not naive enough to know. I'm not naive enough to know how hard it is to make it in Europe. The point when I just joined, they had about 8 players in the age group above me, which was the Joey's age group. 8 players were from the VIS in the Joey's in one of the camps.
Oh wow!
So we had a pretty good system, but yeah, they picked players for the AAS from the state team, like the national tournaments. That's how everyone got selected.
And how do you even get to the AS to begin with? Is
So-
the application process, parents?
Nah, bro. My
scouting?
story's kind of crazy, bro. So,
to us.
but to the level that it's being done now, I think we've been a big influence on because there's so many creators going to local games,
Yeah.
doing what we did
I
that were
think it
laid
sounds
out,
like bragging because you're the one that's saying it.
bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it seems
Because
like
you
it.
know,
if I go, bro, I made every single state team, captained all the state teams, captained Australia,
yeah,
went to the AS, was the youngest player in NPL. Like, it feels like you're bragging.
it does. Yeah.
How you going, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fair Income Podcast. This week's episode, we had Jake on the podcast. We spoke a lot about his own journey, which is super unique, to be honest. He started off playing soccer from the early ranks of like 12 to 21, playing all for AIS, VIS. These are state teams, and also going to Canberra, being one of the better soccer players in the upbringings. And then also his career taking a huge turn, and like through injuries and other stuff that happened in his life, which caused a lot of his mental health things that he went through. Then he translated into podcasting, content creation, and now today he does the Unlaced podcast and also Suited and Booted TV with his mates. So much to pack from this episode. Honestly, if you're a soccer person or not, there's so much to learn from his journey. You know, a lot of the life lessons he learned through traveling as well. And you guys are going to enjoy this one.
Fair income.
So let's get into it.
Yeah.
Welcome, Jake, onto the podcast.
Thank you,
We've
bro.
got some quick fire questions just to start it off. Yeah.
Yep.
Saw you walk in with a coffee.
Yeah.
What's the go-to coffee order?
Flat white with oat milk.
Nice.
1 sugar sometimes.
Favorite cafe?
Bro, my parents live in Elwood, so
Elwood, yeah.
I don't even know what the name is. Fuck, damn. It's
Yeah,
not good.
you got a lot of cafes in that area. Yeah.
Bro, anyone you go to.
Yeah.
I actually just saw there was a World Barista Championship. Did you see that?
I did see that.
The guy who's won it 3 years in a row is from Brunswick.
What's their?
That's crazy, bro. He's like the greatest barista in the world. He's just in Brunswick. Yeah, so this whole myth about Melbourne being the best coffee is kind of true.
It is true. And then we've got the number 1 roasted beans here in Australia.
We
You know?
do?
Yeah. What's it called? I think it's called Toby's Estate. Weirdest name for a
Oh,
coffee.
yeah, I know. But
You know?
Yeah.
And then they got ranked like number 1 in the world. First
Yeah.
of all, Melbourne recently, with Chard being number 14 in terms of burgers.
Yeah.
coffee,
Have you
this,
had that burger?
Not yet. Not yet.
I don't know about lining up that long, bro, for anything.
Yeah, I feel like it's an NPC thing to
Yeah,
do,
like,
man.
bro, what is that? Like, I haven't seen it, but I've seen people do content there, and then like looks like you're there. It looks like you're trying to get gold or something.
I
bro.
think everyone does content there. I think the whole purpose isn't just grabbing the burger, but it's like, hey, let me pull up the camera and then I have to wait in line and stuff like that just to get the burger.
yeah.
Honestly, just to tell people, I had this burger.
Yeah, I almost want to refuse to have it now. So I'm not lining up, bro.
Okay, because you feel like the sheep, like the
that's sheep,
part
bro.
of the herd, sorry.
Yeah.
You know?
What if it's not even good, bro?
What's your dream podcast collab if you haven't had it already?
Michael Jordan,
Oh, nice.
which is just knowingly impossible. That's why, like,
Why
even
not?
for like people in ESPN and shit, he doesn't like speak to.
He won't do it. Yeah.
But that would be cool, bro, because he's a different species. I actually saw him speak the other day about like how he wishes he could take a magic pill and just play basketball again to like show everyone, like to feel that competitive spirit and stuff on the, like the obsessive nature that he still has. He's talking about like an imaginary pill so he can get back out there and do it. From a football point of view, it would probably all my favorite players like probably don't speak English, so they'll always be quite difficult. But
That's true.
probably be like Wayne Rooney or Cristiano Ronaldo because I'm a Man U fan.
Correct.
Yeah,
And
those
there's the
two.
English component as well.
Yeah.
But yeah. What about life ones? Like non-sport related?
Good one. Life ones. That's difficult. I mean, I spoke to, well, that was in the pod, wasn't it? When I was speaking about like the ex-military. I like those people that have been through like those real, like almost like dangerous life experiences, or they've pushed their body to the edge. There's one of my favorite entrepreneurs. His name's Jesse Itzler. He's in America. He, yeah, him. Bro, I'd love to speak to him. Because he's just started so many businesses, and along with that, he's like been like a really, from what it seems anyway, like the ultimate dad and partner. Yeah. And then he like pushes himself to the limits and just keeps achieving these goals, like never obsessive nature. And he's got a really interesting outlook of life. Like his parents are older now, and he's like, he did the math. He's like, I'll probably see him 10 more times because I see him twice a year or less or something like that. He's like, does that change your perspective? And I'm like, it does. So stuff.
What's his whole thing with the calendar?
That's the guy with the Masoki once a year. One event that like changes the whole aspect of the experience of that year.
Yeah. You know how we spoke about David Goggins before?
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy. So there was a tournament. I forget the distance of it, but I think it was a 24-hour race.
Okay, yeah.
And you'd go in a group of 4 and you do 1 mile each. Mm-hmm. And he turned up to that and he goes, Goggins was there. This is the first time he ever met David Goggins. He goes, Goggins had no fucking partners. He goes, where they're doing. He goes, Goggins had no partners.
Yeah.
Completed the race, He goes, he was pissing blood, broke all his toes, couldn't breathe. He goes, man, I didn't know who the fuck this guy was. He goes, I wanted the magic sauce. So he's like, man, can someone get me his number? So he called him, and he called Goggins. He's like, hey man, like I don't know what you're about, but like I want to know more. He's like, I want you to come like live with me. Like I'm in a routine. I'm building this like $1 billion private jet company, and I'm like stuck, and I want I want you to just shake it up. Yeah. And Goggins is like, if you're crazy enough to ask me, I'm crazy enough to come, motherfucker.
Do it, yeah.
So he went and lived at his house with his wife for a month. Yeah. And like day one was just like maximum chin-ups, like to death. They went on like, they did this challenge every 4 hours. They would run like 10 kilometers, the equivalent of 10 Ks, every 4 hours for 24 hours. Mm-hmm. Like shit like that. Yeah. And he wrote a book on it. Yeah. Yeah.
And did he end up lasting the full month?
Yeah, he did. And he goes, bro, it was just like the most amazing thing. And he goes, the way Goggins left, he was just like left a note, like stay hard. And like didn't even say bye and shit. Like,
but like
people like that are just a bit broken, bro.
Yeah. Bro.
To him, man.
Nah, but that was the way he tells that story over like 15 minutes on a Joe Rogan pod is so like, it's so fascinating.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. And it's so David Goggins that it's like, you can understand it. You've seen that video of like David Goggins like running past and someone's like in the car taking a video of him. And then after he goes, he goes, stay hard. He's just running off.
Yeah.
And that's everything about him. I was once reading a comment on a YouTube channel, like under one of his videos or something like that. And this mother leaving a comment on the David Goggins video going, hey, you've changed my son. All he says to me is he goes into the bathroom and he goes, who's going to carry the belts and the larks? Who's going to do this? And it's like, you've actually changed my son. I'm like, bro, it's David Goggins, man.
Yeah, I don't know if I think he's gone too far, maybe. Like, I hope he enjoys his life.
But then I think for them, they don't have that switch where they turn it off.
Yeah.
For them, it's in every aspect, Like waking up, for us, it's a challenge to wake up, train, keep that like same energy throughout the whole day. For them, it's just a way of life. I think that's that part of them where it's like there's a wire that's a bit, crooked,
Yeah, it's interesting, bro. I mean, for athletes as well, and I think people in the military, as soon as they come out of those structures, then they struggle because of they have like that something to shoot for, and that obsessive nature is driven towards something, and then when that's taken away through like retirement or like you finish your time in the military, there's like a lot of correlation that's been studied of like there's a lot of like mental health challenges because they don't know how to transform their life into a normal society and structure. And then now they don't actually have to get out of bed and do that gym session. So things start to become a choice. So for Goggins' point of view, it's like, that's even more incredible because like, what the fuck is driving him? Do you know what I mean? Like he doesn't have to do any of this shit. So
it's that inner voice in his head. And stuff.
Yeah, some demon, bro.
And it's true because even with athletes as well, it's like at a young age, you enter the league, whatever league it is, football, basketball, whatever, and then you're popped onto like the main stage and then there's millions of people following you, looking at you. You're doing that for however long your career goes for, and then all of a sudden one day you retire and then it's like, I guess that noise is sort of gone. Yeah. And so every day you had this constant adrenaline, But what are people going to say based on my performance? I have to sort of show up and this. and one day it's gone. So it's like, okay, who am I? What's my identity?
Yeah,
know,
spot on, bro. Yeah, the identity crisis. I just realized I'm gonna look fucking smart in this pod, bro.
Yeah, you're gonna
Yeah,
look nice,
straight
right?
up, bro. This is a lot of my books I brought in just for the boys. So yeah, I've been studying all this stuff for. Yeah,
You had to read a few before the podcast
This
started.
one, The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle, that was a big one for me. You know?
Thank you for gifting it to us,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
bro.
you're all
appreciate
good.
it.
Appreciate it,
You
man.
need any more for me?
Nah, I think the 40 would just do. Other than that, like, yeah.
Yeah,
and the World Cup goes perfectly.
Yeah. Tribe of Mentors, that was a big one as well. So.
Which one changed your life there?
It'll probably be, where is it?
Arabs? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with Arabs and grit. They were very
He saw that. He went, no. Go back to the.
It's all the Arabs you ran.
Right, I didn't realize that. Yeah, that's my section is this way. Keep that. That's funny, bro.
Love that.
Anywho,
No, but you know what's interesting when you're talking about like the upbringing of like athletes and that. A lot of them, like you see now from basketball, like from high school, they're getting all this like same clout that an NBA player would get. Or like now there's like rising ballers. You're seeing like Chelsea academies, Liverpool academies. They're getting as much clout as like the senior team. And like that's serious pressure for these guys to deal with from a young age.
yeah, bro. I mean, Beckham Baker from Melbourne City's got 100,000 followers, and he's like,
Already, yeah.
He got it from like
17,
15 years old. He got clout.
I mean, it's more than the league, more than his club.
insane.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just strange, bro. Yeah, that's a whole new realm that's come into play the last 10 years that I never experienced, and I can't imagine would be great for any young kid to go, like, to have that expectation pressure, because you should just be having fun. But now it's kind of, at the same time, kind of cool, because if you razzle dazzle, it's online forever,
Yeah, facts.
you know? So, like, people can see it, like, straight away. So that's pretty cool.
And they can honestly, some of these guys can start making money as well. If they're big brands as well and a bit unique, it's like they can actually get some endorsements and that from a young age.
100%.
Who had that problem, that the young kid from the NBA that was like, he's been pretty much undrafted, and Mikey Williams? You ever seen him?
Yeah.
Have you seen him?
How do you know Mikey Williams, man? That's impressive.
That's my boy, man.
Are you into ball?
I love ball, yeah.
Funnily enough, I have never seen Mikey Williams play, but I know his story.
Yeah, correct. Because everyone knows his story. Because it's like you've grown up with his story. Because he was a kid when you were a kid, yet still he's undrafted, and he's like a prospect every single second year.
Is he going to go to the league now? I saw he joined like a smaller college, but it's like a super team.
Correct. Yeah, he had a recent thing where apparently he's gone to the league again, but then he had this stint with the feds where, like, he went to jail for something along those lines or whatnot. But it makes sense because think about it: at a young age, why go to the league when you've got followers, you've got endorsements coming in, and stuff like that? And the NBA had that problem with the NCCA with the whole like money
NIL,
side of things and whatnot. And in a way, college players, it's kind of good that they don't get paid because if you taste that money too early, like, what are you striving for? Like, where's that hunger going to come from and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Mikey Williams is a perfect example of that, you know, like he had cars from a young age and this and that, the whole girls, the lifestyle, and boom. And look at him, you know?
Yeah.
LaMelo's in the league and he's like...
Johnny Manziel, same thing, man.
Yeah,
Have you watched
exactly.
his documentary?
I have not watched
Bro,
it.
he was. Do you know his story at all?
No.
So he was a quarterback for, forget what they're called. It was like a Texas college.
Yeah.
It was a big football college, and he won the Heisman Trophy, which is the best college footballer of the year. And I think the next year he went pick number 1 to Cleveland, or whatever happened. But he never made any money at the time he was there because of how good his season was at this Texas college. They essentially built a $100 million stadium off the back of his season, and he never got a cent.
Wow.
$100 million stadium, bro, because of one kid's like Heisman year as a quarterback.
Correct.
And then he went into the league and like had an issue with drugs, motivation, alcohol, partying, gambling, all this shit. And like now he's out, not even playing.
You know, with the athletes like you've interviewed and stuff like that, you delve into the mental health side of things?
A big part of my podcast was like to delve into the mental side of the athlete.
Okay, yes.
Because there's so many similarities across all sports. Like I always talk about,
True.
like there's a lot of things in common with a lot of athletes, and one is it doesn't really matter what the actual exercise is, what you have to execute, what you utilize in the sport. It doesn't matter. Like I could do it if they can do it because of it's the mentality.
It is the mentality.
It's the mentality and desire. That's the same thing. And then if most likely you're an athlete, you're going to have to retire. So there's two really powerful things there from a mental point of view that you've got to get used to, adjust to, and like constantly be obsessed with.
Facts, yeah. It's like there's so many layers to an athlete. There's the physical component of how hard they train and the skills they adapt. Then there's genetic, which you can't control. And then there's the mental warfare that you have to sort of prepare for. And I think that's the bit that differentiates a good athlete from a great athlete, or an athlete that made it, whereas an athlete that's like struggling, bouncing between whatever leagues,
100%,
and stuff
bro.
like that. You know?
100%. Yeah. I mean, a lot of like there are definitely such things as like God-given talents, but the mentality side is way more important. Like a lot of the people that make it are the ones who just never give up. Like they might not be the most talented, but the fact that they never give up, like even sprinters. I mean, sprinters. Some people can be genetically way quicker than you at a young age, but if they stop training,
correct,
and you keep, you'll catch up.
Or if they don't believe it either, is another thing as well.
Yeah,
you know?
big point.
Like
yeah.
I was recently in the UK. I was in Birmingham, and I was training at a gym over there. And then someone mentioned to me how, like, for example, I won't mention the UC, and maybe I'll just blurt out.
Oh,
It was
yeah?
talking about. Yeah, it was talking
You're a fighter.
No, but I train like for the lols.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For the lols. Just so it snap people's necks, just for a bit of fun.
Just so I'm ready.
Okay, yeah, okay.
No, I love the aspect of I don't know why.
Yeah. I actually do too.
You do?
Yeah, but like it's no fun.
Okay. What do you train?
I train boxing now, but I used to train with Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he used to take a class and teach us like jits and stuff
Okay.
for like over a year.
So you started off at Absolute, you met Jack, and that's how.
No, I knew Jack before. We had a
Okay.
group of friends, and then we all wanted to like. I actually did no joke. I did 48 hours of at fight camp with Jack.
Yeah, I
for
think
content.
I've watched this video. I think I've seen this.
Yeah, fuck. And like I've gone in like at one of my lowest points
Yeah.
of like fitness and desire to get fit, and I've just thought, oh, fuck it, I'll do it.
Nice.
And by like day one, halfway through, I was asleep on his couch. Like, yeah, he's got me on film.
I
but yeah.
did watch this video. This was before one of his fight camps.
Yeah.
Or this was in his fight camp.
Yeah, and it was for him. It was like to have like a bit of a laugh and something different and liven up fight camp. And for me, it was like
Correct.
like a
Reality
personal
check,
challenge.
yeah.
Yeah, get smacked in the face for 48 hours, essentially. And you know, like when you fight MMA fighters,
Yeah.
boxers are a little bit different, maybe to an extent. Like boxers will help you learn more. MMA fighters will too, but they don't care who it is in front of them. They want you to know that they can hurt you.
Yeah, facts.
Like they don't care. They don't like have any sympathy. Everyone in the gym was calling me out, like, "Hey man, I want a minute with him." I'm like, "What the fuck? Why? Why, bro? What the? I don't even know you. Yeah, I'll have a minute with him too." I'm like, "Fuck this,
Everyone
bro."
wants a minute with you.
Yeah, I'm like, "Come on, man."
And then you're battered by the end of it.
Yeah, I was having like I never had a minute with any of them, but the whole 48 hours, I'm thinking I'm dead.
Facts, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're watching the UFC and then you're thinking, bro, I could easily do it to Alex Pereira. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nah, it's crazy, man.
Cool fact, I actually did one of my pods I did with Alex Pereira.
We did
we've
see
seen
that.
that,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's one of the
And his
hardest-
translator.
Yeah, and you know when people go, "Man, give me like any advice on podcasting?" I'm like, just make sure they speak the same language.
Yeah. How'd that podcast go?
Wow, it's really
Using
tough,
it.
bro. I got this guy death staring me over here, like
Yeah,
Alex
thanks.
Pereira does. Like a lovely guy, by the way, but like he's expressionless. So I don't know what's going on upstairs.
Yeah.
But then, like, we had 20 minutes together. His
That's
our translator. Lino is free. He's a legend. So
Yeah,
it's
but then there's a
okay.
30-second pause between each conversation.
Yeah, man. I was like,
How do you get the flow of the
if he
conversation
wasn't a
going?
world champion, maybe you probably don't do it. you know,
Yeah,
but,
True.
oh, well.
Yeah, you would.
That's why language is important, man. Language is actually
Yeah,
important.
so when I say that, I say it tongue in cheek and people laugh, and I'm like, low key, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty important.
Exactly, because how else are you going to communicate
Yeah,
with them? You know?
like it's got to be easy to understand for everyone. So.
Yeah. Go back to the mental side of things, yeah? And then after one of the guys that I met over there was talking about a guy in that gym specifically was way better than one of the UFC fighters from that gym. And I was like, I find that kind of hard to believe and stuff, you know? And then we started delving into the conversation of the thing that separates like the guy that made it into the UFC or made it onto the world stage in football, basketball and whatnot is how, like, for example, that mental component, you know? Like this guy is a legend. He's a killer in the gym or he's a killer in training. But when it comes to like the performance aspect of it, he's just got nothing to show for. And that's like what separates those like two people and stuff, like the whole, the mindset, the believing aspect of it, you know, that mental warfare, that grit, you know?
Yeah.
And I'll think about it in today's day and age as well with like how kids are growing up, you know, especially going back to the whole thing of having endorsements, ChatGPT, TikTok, and like not having that sort of discipline, what are the next generation athletes that we breed? You know?
Yeah, I wonder if it's going to be harder to become as obsessive and as hardworking and as dedicated to something that you desire because of all the distractions. You know, we didn't have those challenges of where we can be entertained by now, like sitting on our phone as much as well. So, yeah, it's going to take. I still think we're going to produce like high quality talent because I still think people are going to want to be what they want to be. Like if you want to be a footballer, like you'll find a way to be a footballer. But there are more curveballs now to be that because there's so much more things to like electronically and technologically to like keep you entertained and make you think about I'll just do it tomorrow and all this sort of stuff.
Getting hyped early as well.
Whereas probably our generation was like I'd call my mates and like we'd hang outside.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like when I was born in 93, it's a very like cool space to be born in because we were born before like phones were really in and
first iPhone.
like people were still writing letters and then it was like or the first PlayStation where it was like you played it a bit but like you go outside.
Exactly.
And then now it's like, bro, I can play on Warzone or whatever with an 8-year-old in the States and like you know what I mean?
Normal. You still have those
This
technologies.
shit's like it's out of control now. So anyway.
Obsessive. Let's take you back to the AIS days. So like we're talking about like now, like in terms of technology and even the early hype kids get. How was it with you going through the AIS? And if you could explain what the AIS for the people that don't know listening.
Yeah.
Just to bring a bit of context to
so the Australian Institute of Sport is essentially an institute for, you could argue, the best athletes of all the various sports that can perform at an Olympics. So the background of the AIS is actually very unique and interesting because I don't know the years, but I've got a feeling it was in the 70s, maybe in the 60s, Australia went to an Olympics and didn't win a gold medal. Not one. And the government, Prime Minister at the time was like, what the fuck? Like we want to do better, so we're going to use taxpayers' money and we're going to build an institution and we're going to breed gold medal winners. Like that's the whole purpose of the Australian Institute of Sport is just for gold medals. Yeah. But when it came to football, our like little sort of domain, obviously we actually have one of the sports that has the most athletes at the Institute of Sport because we have a full squad.
Yeah.
And like winning a gold medal is probably not number one. It's actually developing Socceroos. Sure. So there was like kind of an agreement from like whenever it started that would be the case for the football program. So it was like a 17, 18, 19-year-old when it first started in the 80s and 90s. And if you look at the list of players that have gone there, I mean, it is unbelievable of like Socceroos, Premier League players, like the most amazing footballers we've ever produced. The only really two players that stand out that didn't go is Tim Cahill and Harry Kewell. You could practically hang your hat on like everyone else went, like Mark Viduka, Bresciano, all these type of players. They all experienced what the AIS was. So yeah, it was a pretty cool place. I mean, I was very, very privileged and lucky to go because a lot of people play football in this country and everyone wanted to be there. Like it was a really cool thing to achieve. And the year that I went, it went from being a 17 and 18-year-olds program to actually a 15 and 16. So we weren't even younger.
Oh, wow.
So I was like borderline still a kid, you know.
And you did your schooling there, though?
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
We went to like a public school where we caught a bus. We'd all have to do like study hall 2 to 4 nights a week, whatever it was, for 2 hours and like, you know, do our homework, which as you can imagine, 23, 15, 16-year-olds, we were absolute fucking chaos.
Yeah, of course.
Like we were so misbehaved.
Yeah, too much energy, man.
Yeah, and because we all wanted to play football, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck's this, you know?
They know they're one of the best in the country and stuff. So it's like,
but like,
naturally,
man, I'm just going to say sorry on behalf of all us boys to those study hall tutors and stuff. Bro, man, I've grown up. But like, yeah, it was bad, bro. Like they turn around and next thing you know, it was on. Like, But we got educated there. My last 3 years of school, this is no word of a lie. My last 3 years of school, so year 10, 11 and 12, I did in 1 year, in year 10. Because for some reason, I was doing this thing called accredited, which is not VCE. It's like 100. You could do like the equivalent of VCE, which they call HSC. It was tertiary in Canberra.
Yeah.
But if you didn't want to, you could do accredited. And all accredited is like not really about the grades you get.
Yeah.
It's just about like making sure your attendance is there.
Yeah.
And you'll get a certificate saying you passed. And we got all these points accumulated because we were AAS athletes.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to go. I didn't have to go the last 2 years of school.
Oh my God.
It's
So
like a college athlete in a sense, where it's like if you show up for attendance, then you're good enough, pretty much.
yeah. So, but it was a tough thing for me to make. Like I was fortunate enough to be in the VIS before as like a bottom age player.
Yeah.
And the VIS back then was probably the best institute in Australia. Like they used to win all the institute challenges. The point when I just joined, they had about 8 players in the age group above me, which was the Joey's age group. 8 players were from the VIS in the Joey's in one of the camps.
Oh wow.
So we had a pretty good system. But yeah, they picked players for the AAS from the state team, like the national tournaments. That's how everyone got selected.
And how do you even get to the AS to begin with? Is
So-
the application process, parents.
Nah, bro. My
scouted?
story's kind of crazy, bro.
Talk to
So
us, man.
So yeah, I was playing in like the state. I'm very fortunate, right? And I don't want to come across like I'm bragging because I've worked hard for it, but it is a bit up, and it also is a very like hidden message in this of like doesn't mean you're going to be the best player of all time or whatever. But I made every possible rep team you could make in this country at every age group,
Wow.
up until from 12 to 20. There wasn't one I missed,
Yeah.
not one, bro. Like I may have been one of the only players. I think Curtis Good. To be fair, was probably the same as me. We did not miss one state team, one institute, one national team, any age group.
Oh my God.
Yeah, not one, bro.
Wow.
So under 12s was like probably one of the hardest to make because it's like primary school, it's like 5,000 kids. So I probably didn't feel like I was as good as everyone else in the team. Like I got in and that felt like a massive achievement, and it probably wasn't even my best sport at the time. I used to play cricket and footy, but it was just soccer was the first state team I made. So I started like getting more serious on that
investing
because
in that more.
my uncle was also playing for Blackburn Rovers Academy. And so I used to go over and I started watching Premier League games, and I was just blown away by the atmosphere and stuff. So I really wanted to do that. Nice. But I think the under 14s, and I'll kind of get to how it all, like how everything kind of changed and for me to get selected, because there's no application process. You don't even know they know you at the AIS. You don't even know they're watching you. You don't know when they're watching you or how. You just get a phone call saying, with what I've learned now, the equivalent of like, hey, man, we're taking 100K of taxpayers' money and you're going to come live here. Like that's essentially what they're doing.
Yeah.
They pay, it's about 100K a year for a scholarship, something of that nature.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah. So they just say, hey, we want you to come to the AS next year. Like, do you want to come? Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
And it's government funded, yeah?
Yeah. It's our money.
Exactly.
Oh, they got him.
Pricks. Yeah, I was there going, fuck you. But now I'm like, fuck, man, yeah, give me some cash back, bro. These cunts aren't taking study hall seriously. But no, so when I was around, so because I was making every state team, I used to play above my age, and then about 12, 13, I went back to my age group and was playing. And around 14, kind of me and my dad made a decision, which thinking back was pretty bold, but it obviously turned out to be the right one, that I wasn't going to play my age group anymore. I was going to go and try play under 21s, which was like reserved to the MPL, which was a big step up. Back then the 21s wasn't too bad.
At what age, sorry?
14.
14 to play 21s.
Yeah, 14 to
big
play
My
21s.
God.
Yeah, which
How tall were you?
I was probably, I don't know exactly. I would say I hit my growth spurt a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
But I was still a twig, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm still a kid.
You're
Like
14,
I don't know if I like had hairs on my chest and shit. You know what I'm
14
saying?
playing 21s is insane.
Yeah, and like scoring goals, bro.
Oh my
I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
So, but when I went and did that, we're like, I knew someone at Altona Magic, George Lambertidis was there. He's like, his dad told my dad, he's like, bring Jake down to Altona.
Yeah.
So I went and as I'm going to Altona at this point, the reason why I'm going there to play is I've been given a scholarship to the VIS, but the VIS has 15 and 16-year-olds in there at the time. So they're on full scholarships, and I'm the only 14-year-old with another Vic country boy that was there. There was two of us 14-year-olds. We were given training scholarships. So what that means is I train with the VIS all week, but I got to go play for a club. So you kind of get the best of both worlds, but like you kind of want to be a part of the VIS. So I was like, I'm there with these guys preparing. They're going overseas on travels. They're playing for the Joeys, and I'm like, I got to go play for a club. But that's just how it was. But I went to Altona, played in the 21s. I played like 10 games in the season. And then their under 15s at the time, which I was eligible to play for, they actually made this. They went into you ever heard of the Manchester United Cup?
Of course.
Yeah. So they
every year.
Yeah, they played in like the competition in Victoria, and they made the finals.
Yeah.
Which like I don't think they expected to make, because not that they weren't great players, but like they weren't like winning their league, for example. And they asked me to come play in the like semi-final and final.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's kind of like cheating.
Yeah, I was
Like,
going to say,
it's legal, but we're like we're trying to cheat here.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, I went back and played. And man, I don't know what I drank in that morning or what I ate, but I had like the best day, like some of the best games I've ever played in my junior career. So the semi-final, I scored 1, and we beat the team. And then the final, and I feel like I'm saying this a lot on pods, but the reason why I say it is it changed my life. This game was we played Green Gully, and I was captain of the state team at the time. But the opposition, Green Gully, they were the best team in Victoria. Probably the best team, one of the best teams ever.
Yeah.
Like they had Jamie McLaren up front.
Oh, wow.
They had 6 players in the state team at the time.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And I'm in this Altona team by myself. We're like,
You don't know any of the boys, do you? Like,
from the Altona team.
Yeah.
No, we just played one game together the same day or
they
whatever
just know
the
you
day
as the
before.
21s player.
Yeah, and I'm like, bro, all right. I'm like, I know all these boys. I've grown up with them, and I'm like, they're like looking at me like, what the fuck's he doing here? Like, they're like kind of like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, that's not
But bro, I had one of the best games I've ever played in my life.
Yeah.
I scored 2. I scored a free kick like towards the end of the game to help us win it. I think we drew in the end, but we won on penalties. But I scored 2 goals and just played out of my skin.
Nice.
And we beat Green Gully, and we qualified for like the national part of the Man United Cup. But at that game was the senior coach of Altona Magic, Vlado Tortevsky. And he came in the change rooms at the end of the game, and he's gone, you're playing with me this weekend. So I actually made my debut in the NPL for Altona Magic at the age of 14. And they won the championship that year.
Wow.
So it was a championship winning team. They went back to back.
In a championship winning team, he fit you in.
Yeah, he played me for 10 minutes against Frankston Pines, whatever. And I made my debut in the NPL, the old VPL at 14 years old.
Based off that game at Green Gully.
Based off that game at Green Gully. He knew about me in the 21s, but then he came and watched me, and I had a game where I probably won it off my own boot.
Yeah.
And he put me in the team. So then this is where it all changed. That next day, I went back to the VIS.
Yeah.
And the head coach, Ian Green, he's like, have you heard of John Markovsky? And I was like, not really, but apparently he's a legend. I know who he is now. He's like, well, you've just broken his record. You're not going back to Altona. You're going to be on a full scholarship at the VIS. No. So when I got that full scholarship at the VIS, we were actually the reserves for the AIS, because the AIS used to come down to Melbourne every week and play in the NPL.
Yeah.
So that's how I got seen by the AIS.
So this is a huge phase in your life for sure, because you're obviously playing 21s at 14, which you already have these thoughts about I'm not just an ordinary player. I can play high levels. But then these things happening of the Man United Cup, you're playing kids your age and you're obviously dominating, and the senior team has now called you up. Was that the phase where you figured out, okay, this is serious, I can actually make it?
Yeah, to be honest, bro, I've changed a lot, I think, as a person. I talk the way I talk about myself because that's just how I was as a kid. My brain, I had a genuine belief by 13 I was always going to make it.
Oh, wow.
Clear as day. Every day I knew I was going to, I knew that was what I was going to do.
Yeah.
I knew that was what I was meant to do. And I'd worked to a point where it's like your body couldn't help believe it, because I feel like I'm doing so much more than everyone. I would wake up, my mum would wake me up, shout out my mum, wake me up at 5:45, because one of the knocks on me when I was a kid was he needs to be a bit more athletic, he needs to move a bit faster, because I was growing too. So we'd wake up, I'd watch Usain Bolt. He used to stretch all the time. Sprinters so I'd be up at before 6 a.m. stretching just to run quicker, which was a bit insane. But that's just how I was driven. So,
and who gave you that sort of guidance or those?
A lot of it, to be honest, I work with my parents. Drove me everywhere, took me everywhere, but it all came from me.
From within.
Yeah, I had great coaches that actually helped me get better, but the drive and determination was all inside.
Mm.
So yeah.
And as a kid, who did you look up to? What inspired you, other than the fact that you wanted to make it?
So at first it was my uncle being in the Blackburn Rovers Academy, because at that time it was probably one of the best academies, along with these bigger clubs, but one of the best non-big club academies in England. Mm-hmm. So I used to go see him at the facilities. These guys all lived in digs. They had Nike gear. They're playing with the new Premier League balls on beautiful pitches. So that was one motivation. And then when I went to the under-12s nationals tournament, as I said, I probably wasn't one of the best players there, but Tom Rodgick was there, Terry Antonis was there, and these guys were like technical wizards. Like they were so good. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe how good they were at that age. Like they made football, and we won. Victoria, we won the actual tournament. We had a good team, but there were just some people in those games where I was like, okay, there's levels. So from that point on, that always stuck into my head that I never wanted to feel that inferior to anyone on the field again. So that was a big driver for me. That's when I went home after that tournament and I trained every single day by myself, no matter what.
Where do you think these kids these days can kind of develop that internal motivation? Like I know they can watch these videos, they can be like, yeah, you should do more, you should do this and that, like you see the routines from social media. But how do you think they can develop this internal motivation?
I think if you feel uncomfortable with feeling mediocre, it's pretty easy. Like if you're not the best player and you want to be, and you can feel that constantly on the field when you're playing with better people, and you know, almost like when I was my left foot, when I used to kick it when I was like 8, 9, and 10, I used to fall over. Like now it's more accurate than my right because people would laugh at me. So it took things like that. It took me playing against like players like Terry Antonis. I cannot explain how good this guy was for his age. David Beckham said he's the best like 10-year-old he's ever seen. David Beckham. He won some you can see it online. He won some Adidas camp. He went and trained. He could juggle a squash ball by like 8 or 9, like 1,000 times. He was special, bro. So like I had a pretty good like people, and funny enough, Terry ended up being my roommate at the AIS. But I think for me anyway, it's got to come from within, but the feeling of like mediocrity to other players on the field or people laughing at you or whatever, that's what drove me. I can't really speak for anyone else, but that's what it was for me.
Do you think people can develop it though, or it's just it's one of those ones where it's like, because think about it, at the age of what you're saying, 13 or whatever, you'd be getting up wanting to do warm-ups, whatever, stretch and stuff like that, you know? That's like the last thing a normal 13-year-old would want to be doing, yeah? So do you think it's one of those ones where it's like it's an innate feature of certain athletes or people, or some people can even develop it? I'm of the belief it can't be developed, you know, unless under extreme like circumstances where you have
experiences.
Yeah, you know, it's like, for example, I saw this on Twitter the other day, someone like that in regards to like basketball and stuff. It's like, we got to bring back fatherless NBA players. You know?
That's right.
You know? That's right. And then the whole...
What the fuck?
He didn't expect that. He's waiting for some wise quote.
Yeah, we need some homeless brothers just to be back shooting on the street again. Yeah,
but, you know,
either shooting up or shooting threes, man. One of them that will make better basketballers. Holy shit, man. Where's that book, bro? Fatherless.
Oh, it's that one right
fatherless
there.
athletes. Shit.
But then, like, how do I say? It's a wild statement, yeah? But the theory behind it, I see it, you know? It's like, even with the UFC, you know, the fighters that come out of the favelas and whatnot, you know, tend to be greater in some senses, or the Dagestani fighters, you know, compared to that of people that are like given everything, handed on a silver
Footballers
platter.
in South America.
It's
It's different, you know, because that's all they do. That's all they dream of. Like, I don't know,
bro.
man.
I mean, I agree. It's like you look at some of the greatest players of all time in, I could just talk in the football space.
Yeah.
But it does correlate with a very poor upbringing and playing on the street.
Correct, yeah.
Like whether you like it or not. Like there's very few footballers that have come from wealth.
Yeah.
That are like, and I'm not saying there's not very few. There's footballers that have made it that have come from wealth. But I'm talking the ones that are going to be on the Mount Rushmores.
Yeah. It's rare.
Exceeding.
It's very, very rare.
Ronaldo grew up in a poor place. Messi grew up in a poor place.
Neymar.
Maradona grew up in a poor place. Neymar grew up in a poor place. I mean, if you go back to like Pele, God knows what he grew up in, you know. So,
correct, yeah.
yeah, it's clear.
It's the standard, yeah. So do you think kids can develop that though?
It's hard.
I'm a little bit more like you. I think like that's where like
You either have it or you don't.
that's where something's inside you. It's so hard to speak on for other people, but like my gut feel is like a lot of people say they want to do something, not a lot of people do it. And so the people that do it, I think there's a separation to them that they do have something inside them. But I think everyone actually does have that it depends what you choose your purpose to be that you're willing to harness it to. Like, I think everyone actually has it, but for me, it was football. Like, football, nothing could stop me. But then again, like, reason why I say that is, like, since football and even prior to that, I've never had anything that's gravitated me and grabbed me as much as that. Whereas, like, nothing's going to stop me.
True.
You know, I won't get in my own way. No one can get in my own way.
Do you feel like you're chasing that feeling?
Not as much now because it's been a while.
Okay.
But I'm still like, I'm wise enough to acknowledge that, like, nothing is, to me, has been as interesting as trying to be a pro footballer, you know, or being a pro footballer.
Every boy's dream.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty cool, bro. Like, you wake up, put on the
amazing.
boots and kick a soccer ball every day while people are, like, going to work,
Yeah, facts.
you know, like with your friends.
I'm a high school teacher. I see kids playing like NPR and some of the year levels, and that's all they talk about. That's all they want to be. They don't care about anything else apart from being a footballer.
Yeah. And, bro, it's easier to be a brain surgeon than it is a footballer, statistically.
Oh my God.
It's so hard to make it.
Wow.
So hard to make it.
So then tell us about your experience getting into the professional side of the sport, because obviously since 13 you're saying, you know, I'm going to make it. And now there's probably other people as well that said that from a young age, and now you've met to the professional level. How was that experience getting there and trying to stay there?
Yeah, it was tough, man. I mean, I guess as sort of time went on, there would be like, I'd always had pressure on myself. And like, as you sort of made more things, you felt like there was more pressure and more eyes on you. But I never was really fazed by that. In like Melbourne, bro, like there would be people coming to watch some of my like games and stuff. Like people we didn't even know. Yeah. Like there was people, my dad would like have to go stand away from people by himself because like people want to talk to him and he felt uncomfortable and like the politics of the people and all this sort of stuff. So it never really fazed me too much. But I honestly think my professional development from a human and even football career started at the AIS. Because there's nothing more elite than that setup. Yeah. So it kind of set you up for like the A-League. Like if anything, the A-League, when I first went into it, it was way backwards compared to the AIS.
God, yeah.
Facilities, the treatments, like just everything, bro. Yeah. I mean, I dare say there's any club, even now to this point in Australia, is not as professional as what the AIS was. Wow. I mean, obviously it's kind of, AIS is government funded too, right? Yeah. So, but you got a really good education of what it took. Mm-hmm. And that, you know, there's 23 guys here that are unbelievable on a level. Mm-hmm. And there's like another 50 to 100 guys that are outside of this waiting to like come into this squad. Like, because that's how competitive it was. True. So, yeah, every day it was just like it was a battle at the AIS, man. It broke people. Like there was people that left. Mm-hmm. Like good players, like mentally strong people. Yeah, they just like training every day away from family in Canberra, which respectfully, they love Canberra people there. Yeah. It's a shithole, man.
I was there last year.
Bro, it's dead, bro.
Their number one attraction for the year is a fireworks.
Nah, people, and it's crazy. People from there love it. Yeah. And so that's why I don't want to talk bad about it. But like, bro, I've like grown up here. I've lived around Australia now. Like, it is so shit. Yeah. So like, there's nothing to do, but it's a great place for the AAS because there's no distractions.
Perfect.
Yeah, but it broke people. So, yeah, I guess my professional development, I was there for 2.5 years. Mm-hmm. The first year was a really, like I did well, but it was a really tough year because the age group, we were the bottom age group, my age group. The age group above us was that Joey's age group that I was talking about. Yeah. So there's only two or three players from the VIS. We went there, but a lot of players from New South Wales who had a great institute, South Australia, Queensland, you know, WA, all these players were there. And the age group above, they were just like levels above, like me, it felt. Mm-hmm. So the first year was like trying to catch up to them. Then they left after year one and another bottom age group came in and all of a sudden like my age group's the top age group. And then that's when I really started to like kick on and develop my game. And yeah, I ended up having like a really good year at the AIS and that opened the door to the A-League.
Yeah, and then how was that once you moved on? Like you said, you know, you're a bit surprised about the standards. Were you on like a full-time contract? Were you on like this train-on contract? In terms of like when you went to the A-League club, were you straight into the team or were you just like an academy player trying to get some game time? Yeah,
so I was on a senior contract at 17 to Gold Coast. Wow. But like I don't think every other club was as bad as Gold Coast when it comes to facilities.
That
But
was a new
Gold Co-
club though. That's why.
Yeah, and it was like their last year as well. It's like my
Yeah.
first year ever in a professional environment was the last year of a club.
That's
So
crazy.
like, I kind of blame like my body. I got medically retired, but I blame the business of the A League for like really derailing me as well.
That hurts.
Yeah,
How so?
because my first year as a professional, I played for a club with an owner that the A League couldn't handle.
Correct.
He didn't like the A League. He wasn't seeing enough profit. There was no one coming to the games. The A League ripped up the license, so there was no club. So we were all clubless. So my first year was not really about focusing about football. The back end, it was like, is there going to be a club next year?
Survival.
Yeah, which was like stupid. So it was a bit of a mistake going there. But Gold Coast at the time when I went there, they had the best youth team in the country. They'd won 2 years in a row the youth league.
Yeah.
And their older players and more experienced players, they were getting out. They were starting to push the youth in. So I thought I was actually a really good chance to play, like every week. That's what they'd positioned to me. So that was the reason why I chose Gold Coast. But yeah, the facilities apparently before I went there were really, really good because Clive Palmer invested a lot of money. But the year I went, that was kind of pulled out and weren't as great. But it was still a good lifestyle though.
Did you have your eyes set on just the A League or beyond that? Obviously,
I had
playing internationally.
I had 2 offers when I was a kid to go overseas.
Yeah.
But we decided. My dad. Oh, I didn't decide. I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
My parents decided to keep me here.
What were the offers?
So they weren't like letterheads with the club on them. But if we had have said yes, then they would have been. So one was at 12. I went to Blackburn Rovers Academy and did a trial through my uncle, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they were like, "Oh yeah, he's good." Like blah blah blah. They gave us some feedback, and by 14, they're like, "Okay, if he wants to come back, like, would you guys be open to it?"
Wow.
And then the other one was Celtic.
Oh my god.
Because it was like, I don't know, bro. I've said this a few times. I don't know who the fuck it was, but I'm certain there was a Celtic and a Blackburn Rovers scout because the Blackburn Rovers one, even though I went over there and trained through my uncle, when they called me back, it wasn't through my uncle. And Celtic, it wasn't through anyone I knew.
So it's a bit more legit. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because then you look, Jamie McLaren, Blackburn Rovers Academy, Jackson Irvine, Celtic. They're both from Victoria.
yeah, it makes more sense.
So there was a scout here or something.
yeah, finding a certain prospect.
So those 2 clubs, they came in for me sort of around the age of 13, 14, maybe even 13, 14. But I was in the VIS and we were hoping that I'd get in the AIS. So my dad, like the AIS actually was a pretty good outcome, bro, because they've like success rate of turning into professionals is through the roof.
Yeah.
Like in my era there, probably 75% of players became a pro.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a league that, it wasn't as easy to make compared to today's A League because everyone's young.
Yeah, they're promoting a lot more now.
Yeah.
Youth.
Oh my God, bro. I would love to play now.
Yeah.
Like when I came into the A League, there was something like 20 contracts for players under the age of 21 across the whole competition. Now Sydney FC alone has 15 players under the age of 21 in one squad.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it's
been
completely different, bro.
Yeah.
Completely different league. But it was really, really difficult to get a contract, and it was even harder to get a game back then. Even harder, bro. So like getting a game, I remember looking around when I was 18, 19, looking at the people in my age group. Like at times, Adam Taggart, Mustafa Amini, I'm like, these guys are like starting, bro.
Same
And
age as
I'm
you.
looking at them like, how the fuck are they starting, bro? It's so hard to get a game. Like Mustafa Amini started in a grand final at like 18 years old in a league
insane.
that had Ange's like dream Brisbane.
Yeah.
You know how hard that was, bro? That shows how good he was. But it was like that's how difficult things were. Trent Sainsbury, I spoke to him about this as well. His first season in the A-League, this is a guy that's been capped for the Socceroos. I don't know how many times, you can check. But he's been also capped for Inter Milan as a defender, which is like a gold medal for defenders. But his first season in the A-League, he only played 9 games, and they were all at right back, and they were only given to him because other players got suspended or injured. So, but yeah, no, it was a crazy time back then. That was kind of like this peak A-League that people talk about.
Yeah.
Like before I came in, it was peaking, and then just after I went out, I'd say it was still peaking as well for a while.
Yeah, and I do think a lot about in terms of when you see people go up the ranks and get the opportunities coming into senior teams and whether they stay or not, I do feel like there is a bit of element of luck in terms of the environment you're in, the club you're at, what they need at the time, the type of manager that wants a player like you or not. How do you find that in terms of the element of luck? How big is that in terms of opportunities?
Yeah, I mean, it's massive. But there was a quote I used to live by. I can't remember. It came as like a wide receiver in the NFL, but it's like the harder I work, the luckier I get.
Sure.
I generally used to think like I kind of proved a lot of things to myself with what the mind can do for you. And it's funny because like to get the motivation to go to those levels, to feel those rewards and the obsessive nature it gets. Like for instance, I would obsess and train myself that this year I'm going to score 10 goals. And maybe like the year before, I didn't have that obsession and like nothing would go in. Nothing would happen. Then this year it's like the ball hits the post, hits my knee and goes in. Do you know what I mean? And I'm training for it, I'm working for it, and my mind's attached to it. Those things happen. They just started happening. So it was like I'd have a goal that I'd want to be a there's this one goal, bro. This is no word of a lie. When I was 2005 under 12s, I was watching the Joeys. I'm pretty sure they were playing at a World Cup in Mexico. Either way, Casper Tafter was the captain. Always talk about this. He's now the CEO of Brisbane. And Casper Tafter at the time was at Benfica. Like, and he was playing kind of first team, like at 17, 18. And Rui Costa's like, you know, he was getting games. So, and he was wearing the number 10 and his captain's armband. And he was nice, man. Mm-hmm. So nice to watch. And I remember watching before the game and I'm like, I saw them take the team photo and I saw Casper Tafter standing on the left with this flag and he just looked like a sick cunt, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Exactly. So I was like, bro, I just want to be that. And then I captained Australia like 10 years later. I always thought about, I just always had that in my mind. Like I wanted to captain Australia. I wanted to do exactly what Casper Tafter did. I was easily inspired at that age.
You put it in your head.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I captained the under 20 team against Mexico and Japan one game. Mm-hmm. And at the end of it, they gave me a photo and I was standing in that position with the captain's armband holding the flag on the exact same position Casper Tafter was. I didn't even think about it, but I was. And I remember thinking there's all these people behind him, a 6 stadium. It was the same thing. It was like a massive stadium. It was the stadium Ronaldinho Chip Seaman in. Yeah. So.
And you didn't intend to stand in that position, no?
No.
It just.
But I thought about that so much as a kid. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you have this obsessive nature in other aspects of your life as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But like, I can go the other way as well. I can knock it.
Yeah.
If I care about it.
Yeah, correct.
But yeah, I do. Absolutely.
I think you need to have that with any endeavor that you sort of do, you know. Like if you want to be the best podcast, the best athlete, or I don't know, from a relationship point of perspective, the gym, you know, you need that obsessive nature. It's like the whole thing. There was this NPR podcast that I used to listen to, Guy Raz, he used to have, and he used to interview like CEOs of companies. Like Canva was one. That was an interesting episode that I liked, yeah. There was Amazon, Airbnb, all of these guys. And at the end of each podcast, he always asked one question at the end. How much of it was due to hard work and how much of it was due to luck?
Yeah.
You know, and I think it was the Canva answer that like got me, yeah. She, or it might have been someone else, made the comment about how like obviously luck plays a part in it. You can't deny the fact like you're in the right place at the right time or whatever, predestination. We tend to call it qadr as well. But the other part that people don't account for is the hard work, you know, because if that's all you see and that's all you obsess over, you know, like me and you right now could be walking over trying to make $1 million or whatever. You're obsessed over it. You might look under that rock because you're trying to find that $1 million. Me, I'm just walking for the sake of walking,
spot on, bro.
You know, and that's what ends up happening is it was there. Technically, both of us had walked past it, you know. But I just had that cognitive intuition that it's like, I need to make this $1 million.
Yeah. Or
I need to be the greatest footballer. I need to be the greatest podcaster.
100%, bro.
You know? And the luck part of it is, okay, cool. I just happen to have that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I just don't think luck's a coincidence.
No, it's not.
That's more my overall theory of it all. But, you know, then again, like, I used to like play a lot of victim mentality because after moving to Adelaide and playing there for 2 years, I essentially, like my body, I couldn't walk, I couldn't function. I tried to play a couple of years in the NPL. It was just like my body had all these like swellings and in my hips and feet and no one could really diagnose it. And then I pretty much got medically retired at like 23, 24.
How'd that play on the mental, man?
I was fucked, bro. Fucked. Like, I couldn't understand why. And all the things I'd spoken about, I'm like, I dedicated, I did everything right, da-da-da-da-da. And then, like, I get to the top and I'm like, you know, maybe I didn't do everything perfect there, but, like, I still felt like I did, bro. I trained hard every day. I was doing extras. You know, I tried to be a good professional. Maybe at times it wasn't perfect, but overall, like, I don't know what I did to like get like say deserve that as such. So I used to think like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, just as I was starting to hit my straps in the A-League, but at the end of the day, it's like what happened. You know, I tried to play, I tried to ignore my body, I tried to ignore what I was feeling, and then I pretty much got found out like a few years after I realized like I can't do this anymore. I have to stop. That I've got a mild form of arthritis. I literally had a doctor tell me that yeah, bro, I think maybe you should take up swimming.
And at what age did you get this?
The diagnosis, I probably got at like 25, 26, but I stopped taking football seriously at 20, 21, 22.
Correct.
Because of like, I'm like, it kept happening, bro.
How do you play with the pain and stuff like
that? Yeah, but I tried to play, I tried to like overcome it. And by 23, I'm like, I physically cannot like
do this.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm letting people down. No one knows what it is. Correct. My mentals has gone down because I'm not where I once was, and I can't explain it to people what I'm feeling.
Exactly.
Until a few years after I went through. Yeah, I mean, I was doing tests for everything, bro. Cancer. Yeah. I was doing tests for cancer because like maybe it's your blood, maybe you know it's inflammation, but it was found out to be like a form of arthritis, and which no one looked for because I was so young. So, and
in that 4-year gap between when you started to feel your body like deteriorate, I guess, and then when you got medically retired, I guess, what was that period like?
So I didn't watch one game of football.
Oh, not so you one. Just cut everything out.
It's the only way I felt I could survive. Because at that time, there was players in my age group, and everything fucking happens for a reason. I got a great perspective on it now, but like I'm trying to take you to where I was at the time. I was like, that guy's not better than me. He's playing for the Socceroos. Yeah. I'm like, bro, that guy was nowhere near close to me, but he's playing for the Socceroos. Yeah. I'm like, I can't watch this shit. I cannot watch it, bro. I cannot like, I know what I was supposed to be doing. I believed it. I should be there. These guys are my mates. I love them to death, but like, no, I should be there. I had you. I had you, and you know it. Yeah. You know, and like some of the players, like people started to kick on in the league that like one maybe you didn't think they were, or players that I was on the level of, or even felt like I was above, were like kicking on, bro, like getting overseas moves and stuff. So I was like, I can't take it, man. I'm happy for everyone, but like this like scar and wounds open. Yeah, facts. So I didn't watch it for 4 years, bro. I traveled the world.
Oh, so you travelled, you just
did a bit of study.
Basically a bit of escape, yeah?
Yeah, there was a lot of, all my friendship group that because I just moved back to Melbourne at the time, a lot of them didn't even know I played soccer.
Wow.
Oh. A lot of them didn't know.
2 different worlds.
Bro, people for years, like I'm talking some of my best mates now. Yeah. But like the first years of knowing me, they would like find out about this soccer stuff. Yeah. Whether they heard it through a podcast or I'd post a clip, and they'd be like, bro, what the fuck? What the, you play for, all this sort of stuff.
You must have loved that though, in terms of like just refreshing.
I mean, I can tell it over like, a campfire and tell you a great story. Yeah. But like at the same time, it was like, I guess I closed that book in my life, and at the ending, like at the time, probably for periods, I still couldn't understand it. Like I tried to move on with my life, but I never understood like why the powers that be put me in that position and challenged me that way, because I felt like I was honest with my effort and my dedication and my focus, and I sacrificed everything. I sacrificed my social life. I sacrificed being a normal kid. I sacrificed being a teenager. I left home at 15. My whole world was football, bro. Yeah. So even at school, people like Jake the soccer player. Yeah. So that type of shit.
Correct. So it became part of your identity.
Yeah. So to answer your question, I didn't watch football. I just disassociated and went and did things that football never allowed me to do.
So did you come to terms with that reality? And at what age did you? Or was there
probably like 27, 28. Yeah. It's like 7 years after.
It's not long.
Oh no, like after the diagnosis, probably like 2-3 years after.
Yeah.
But from when I was like stopped being a professional, I was 21. And then I tried playing for 2 years. I stopped at 23, but I was about 28 when I've like, just like, okay, it's not going to happen. That's it. Yeah, I've got to give up. Like, even though I knew I was done, it was actually accepting it, which like I knew I was done at 23, but accepting it took me like 5 years. Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
World Cup comes around, or you see a football game on TV, or you see a social post, and you can trigger that all over again.
Yeah,
it's
bro.
Like bang,
I mean, there's just so many moments. I mean, so many people I played against at international level that like were playing for big clubs or whatever that you see on TV. Yeah. And even little things like that would like hit me at the time. Now it's like, I'm just glad that I could say that I was, I did what I did.
Mm-hmm. What are some big names that you can remember?
From an international point of view, I mean, at the Under-20 World Cup I went to, the Spanish squad is insane. Yeah. Like insane, bro. It had Sergio Roberto, Marc Bartra, Isco, Rodrigo, Sergio Canales.
Oh my God.
Danny Pacheco.
It's all Real Madrid.
Yeah, correct, bro. Yeah. Isco couldn't start for that team. Wow. Isco would come off the bench for like 20 minutes. Yeah, bro. Trying to think who else. We played against England. Okay. I don't know which players were in that team, but I know Jack Butland was there. He's a Premier League he was a Premier League goalkeeper. I've got a feeling I played my debut for Australia. We played against Emre Can. We played Germany in Germany. Yeah, so
because some people would be like, oh, they see in terms of A-League standards in the league, but then going international, you're seeing, oh my God, you're seeing levels of like Premier League and thinking what I could have been. I could have been on this side if things were to play into my...
Yeah, but I'm also not naive enough to know... I'm not naive enough to know how hard it is to make it in Europe. Okay. Like, bro, it is... Yeah, it's difficult, man. Even for me, it would have been like a chat. Like I might have earned my way there and might have played there, but
staying there,
there's no guarantee, bro. There's absolutely no guarantee. Like in Premier League, wow, that's luck.
Yeah,
to get there, to stay there, not. But to potentially get into a Premier League club, like you may play well somewhere and deserve it, but you may not get that opportunity. So. Yeah, because there are so many people that are capable or wanting to play in the Premier League. It is so competitive. It is so hard. So I'm not naive enough to say that I would have got there. That was my goal. But do I think I would have had a really strong career and potentially been capped as an international and all those things? I believe that second I turned pro. So yeah.
Not to put you on the spot or anything, but was faith ever an impact in your life?
My faith changed at that point for the other way. I used to pray and I went to a Catholic primary school. Yeah. So, I was a firm believer in like God and everything. And it's not to say that I'm not now, but at that point, I think a lot changed in me. Mm-hmm. I became just like colder and less understanding to a lot of things. And I went kind of down like a bit of a different path in life. And I guess I've never really gravitated back to it the way that I was. Like I used to pray every day. Mm-hmm. Now I don't.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Because a lot of emotions are heightened and going through these tough experiences most people don't go through.
Yeah. What's your guys? Are you guys
We're Muslims, yeah.
Muslims, yeah? So you guys pray 5 times a day?
5 times a day.
Yeah.
Very grounded.
Yeah, that's great. That's amazing.
Grounded in the sense that, how do I say it? I guess it's like my compass that sort of drives me, gives me some sort of direction. Not some sort of direction, it gives me my direction.
Really?
I would say personally, yeah.
That's
great. Without it, like, I don't know what my identity would be.
Wow.
Or what my purpose would be, Like
that's amazing.
That is my purpose in a way. And I think that's why, like, somewhat I can resonate to, your earlier statement where it's like that in that nature of that kid who he didn't know how he was going to get there. But he was going to get there just because of the firm belief of I'm going to do everything that's within like my ability and stuff like that. And I think that sort of resonates with faith as well in a way.
Yeah.
Where it's like you don't know, you can't see your creator, you can't whatnot.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like there's that certainty.
Yeah. Well, I guess the one sort of boulder of faith that I have when I think about like what's this test for? Why has this happened to me, bro? Like, why me of all people? Have I got a career-ending injury type thing? But I've come to the view that it's like, bro, if I can fail, like let's say it's a fail, not a fail, but like, if I can come out of that sort of like darkness and make it at something else, then the only thing that can stop me in this world is Grim Reaper. You know what I mean? Because that, like, taking football away from me was... I never thought that you could take any girl that I love away from me. You could, I could lose family members, and that would be difficult. But I'd always have a memory of it. But taking football away from me when I'm just about to hit my peak, like for something that I've been so selfish and obsessed on, is the deepest and darkest way to get to me. And so to come out of that and have a viewpoint on that, to look back on it, it's like, you know what, bro? It actually isn't football that like. It wasn't the soccer ball that made me make it. It was me. It has nothing to do with the ball. That's why I said about with athletes. It could have been hockey, like maybe not basketball because I'm not 7 foot. But you know what I mean? It could have been another sport that my size and athleticism would be allowed. It wasn't the soccer ball that made me good. That doesn't define me. It was actually me that did everything to get to where that was. So once I understood that, then I'm like, okay, I can pick something.
Facts,
and want to do it, and that level of intensity. That's why athletes are so valuable to society. People in business society, because what you're willing to do and what you're willing to put yourself through to get there is completely unique. Yeah,
it's like almost like insanity in a way.
It's
like the Kobe mentality, like wrapped up in one, and we've literally got him like up there.
Oh shit!
In terms of working on the hardest.
Oh, this is cool, man. I gotta
look at number 7 one. Focus on that one thing.
Yeah, dog.
And that's the thing that I've also realized as well. Like, with like athletes or like I guess musicians and stuff like that. Even like for example, you going out of uni and stuff like that. I've always said nurses and teachers are lucky. Because they have the ability to just do one thing. And nowadays, especially with social media and stuff like that and opportunities. Most people, I feel like they, I guess, don't succeed. I'm putting like success in that sense. It's just because they're doing too many things. They have their pot there, they're doing a podcast over there, and then they're a barista one day, and then they're a professional makeup artist, and then it's like you're doing everything, but not that one thing. It's like with football, it's like that's all you live and breathe by. So unless that mentality breaks somewhat, then there's nothing technically stopping you from making it in a certain degree. There's this Chinese proverb that I always say to the boys all the time. It's like, what is it? It goes, the man that chases after 2 rabbits catches neither. So it's like you try to do this and you try to do that, but what ends up happening, it's like that one gets away and that one gets away, and then you're just left standing there.
Yeah.
Doing like
that's great, bro.
So it's and that's what I rate about, I guess, sports, especially at a young age. It's like that mentality, just to focus on that one thing, do it to the best of your ability, and then however far it takes you is however far it takes you. It is what it is.
Definitely, bro. And coming in from my position now, it's like definitely that you're 100% right with everything you said. But I used to always think that would be dangerous because I'm like, well, what if that doesn't work out? But like, okay, just move on to the next thing. Correct. Like easy to say from this position now, but ultimately everything that I got from football is what's making me better at what I do today and is giving me every opportunity that I have today. Correct. Yeah. Only because I turned the lens on like having a healthy outlook on it. Before, when it was negative, like nothing was happening. I couldn't do it. The Unlaced podcast, bro. Yeah. The reason why I started that was to talk about athlete transition and mental health. That was the thing, because that was what was prominent to me at the time, because I was experiencing it, coming out of it, but like still there. And I'm like, it's topical because everyone goes through retirement. And that was a thing that I was learning. I was like, well, every athlete goes through it. I spoke to a former teammate who was 35, Socceroo, played in Saudi, played in the A-League, played in Europe. He did everything. He goes, man, all right, I ticked all the boxes and you maybe didn't get to. But he goes, I'm telling you, I still struggle with what you're struggling with. So I was like, even LeBron James, when he's retires, he's got everything he needs. But like, who's he going to be?
Correct.
Yeah. So there's that identity crisis everyone goes through. But even then, bro, I couldn't like talk about soccer on the pod. I didn't have any soccer guests because I'm like,
I don't want to hear that.
So I went to all other sports because I was like, I was interested. Not that, and I also didn't think like soccer would get huge views, which I was wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, like failing quick or learning from your failures or from things that, didn't eventuate to what you wanted, it can only make you more successful if you take it in the right direction.
Fact. And that all comes from perspective.
Yeah.
You know? And the perspective is like, it's a hard pill to swallow, you know, because it's a choice on your side of things to be like, okay, cool, I have to accept the fact that I didn't make it. Cool, it wasn't because of like my abilities and whatnot. It's just that certain other things were written for me.
Yeah,
You know? And like, we probably would have been sitting with you today, man.
Well,
You
that's
know?
why I'm like, bro, this is gangster. You guys want me to come and talk about how good of a footballer I was? I'm like, hey, bro, I'll pay you guys, man. Hey, man, that was great, bro. How much more can I brag, you know? And I'll be real, bro. I had to think about like, do I want to go on podcast? Because I used to feel like I did my 100th episode on the Unlaced. It was like it was a bragathon, bro.
Okay.
Of me, because my best mate, one of my best mates, hit me up saying, "Bro, your 100th episode, why don't I interview you?"
Nice.
And I thought it would be a good idea because not everyone knew no one knew my football background. No one knew that why I could connect with athletes because I never spoke of it. So I'm like, but I'll just do a tell all.
Nice.
And I did, and I like watched it back, and people loved it. But I've never really been like one. Like I like asserting my dominance on people with a comment here and there, like for fun if they're my mate. I don't actually like bragging. But when I talk about my like youth career, it sounds like I'm bragging. But it's just these are like I was just very fortunate to do and tick a lot of boxes.
Do you think it sounds like bragging because it's you're the one that's saying it?
Bro,
Yeah,
because
like
you know,
if I go, bro, I made every single state team, captained all the state teams, captained Australia, went to the AS, was the youngest player in NPL. Like, it feels like you're bragging.
it does, yeah.
Yeah, but like to be honest,
But these things happen, bro.
he probably thinks the same as me, but like it doesn't sound like you're bragging. You're just bringing context to your unique story. But
I
then,
mean, I'm just saying like I'm cognizant of like, it's.
But I guess what the other thing as well is, and I sort of get what you're getting at, you know, because there's that fine line between showing your work, and then also having a sense of humility.
Yeah.
Because the other side of it is to be like, I'm just a regular guy. You know what I mean? Well, in reality, you're actually not a regular guy in terms of your athletic abilities. Yeah. Then the other side of it is to be like, okay, I'm that guy that like made it and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So there's that like fine balance.
Well, it's the human to humanize everything that I speak about on that superior level is look what happened to me at 21.
Correct.
Do you know it can happen? Like everything is a privilege, bro. And perspective is everything. And like when the wind's blowing the right way and you've got a purpose and passion that you really are connected to. I don't know. I have this view that there's not too many times in your life you're going to have that. So you got to really go with it. Like when something's calling you, chase it because you might not have that feeling again. It's not to say that I won't have that, but if I'm being brutally honest, bro, like playing football is the greatest thing ever, bro.
Pinnacle.
Yeah, like for any athlete, the best time of their career is when they play.
Yeah.
You know, so
That's true. So talking about going with the wind where it takes you, yeah? So then podcasting, did you go with the wind or did you just pick up a mic?
Well, so I always felt like I was a okay talker. And then around that time, podcasting was like, it's funny. We started at quite a similar time. I actually think you guys might have started before me. You said 2019?
19 July.
Yeah, which I did. I don't know if it caught on here, but congratulations, by the way.
That.
You guys have very nice, like, healing energies about you as well, man.
Maybe
like,
it's our faith.
Yeah, like a little bit of like you could date my sister energy. Yeah, like they're that, and you probably have partners and stuff, but like you guys are.
I'm not married though.
Okay. Well, I don't have a sister. I think. I got my eyes on you, right? You got me. No, but you guys have a beautiful energy. So congratulations on what you're doing because I know how hard it is. And like even probably my man over here, it is a challenge, bro, because you've got a expectation to deliver for your audience all the time. But podcasting, I don't know why I knew what was topical for me and talking about it, but I think I just felt like there was an opportunity there because I had a really strong network of athletes that I knew from my AS experience, from my football experience. And then I developed a lot of friendships in like AFL when I'd come back to Melbourne. So I just kind of started it, man. I started it with these 2 uni students in the back of their, like a bedroom. Like they had a little study.
I rate that, man.
The first 10 episodes, bro. And not even kidding, bro. I almost killed him one day because he was like a uni student, lovely kid.
Yeah.
But sometimes he'd forget to charge a battery.
Yeah. Sometimes
Sometimes like he'd bring the wrong cord. And I'm like, I've got fucking Archie Thompson sitting over there in a bedroom, bro. You better charge that shit, you know? I went through those things, you know, which you guys probably have your own experiences.
Of course,
but,
for sure.
yeah, then then I went to Braden Cox at Rolling Media and we kind of amped it up and looked beautiful. Shout out Braden. He's incredible at what he does. And I just started getting some good guests, man, and started talking about the basis of this athlete transition and mental health. But then I kind of got over that, I'm going to be honest, and I really just started talking about like mentality across every field and just trying to find nuggets for my audience.
Especially in the Australian scene, yeah?
Yeah, correct. And a big part of me is like always having fun and having a laugh. So then that would be intertwined in it as well to like hopefully keep it entertaining and fun and lighthearted, but like grabbing the diamonds of why this person was who they were or, you know, what they went through to get to where they are and all that sort of stuff. So I started probably a little bit like you towards like after 50 episodes, I started going like really broad with the potential person that would come on. Like there was no limit to their background as such. I'd speak to anyone that I felt was clout.
Yeah.
I'm open and honest, man. I was confident, man. I'm trying to go the thing, you know?
It's the numbers game, man.
bro.
It's the numbers game.
Yeah. But I actually enjoyed it so much, I didn't even look at numbers towards the end of it, which is crazy if people think that because that's probably what you should be.
Yeah.
But Unlaced, like it did great numbers some weeks. It wasn't consistent. Like Suited and Booted's, like the consistency is unbelievable. Because I've experienced it with Unlaced. I'm like, I've experienced it like that.
Yeah, but also in a way, Suited and Booted, you know, is niche, correct?
Yeah,
that's a big factor, you know.
Yeah.
So with a niche, I guess, topic or whatever, or, what's the word I'm looking for, you know, category, that niche category is going to have that consistency in it. Whereas you 1 week you're interviewing a military guy, next week you're interviewing like a football player, then an AFL player, and it's like all of these audience, some people might not join in for the military guy and all that kind of stuff, you know? But I feel like, I don't know, tell me if I'm right, it's that enjoyment aspect of it. I'd say you're a conversationalist. So you enjoy the conversation more than the fact that this guy might get like 1 million views, even though 1 million views would be nice.
Yeah, like, bro, I'm going to make sure Paul Taylor comes on this pod.
Yeah.
Bro, you need to go and watch his podcast, bro. I swear to God. Hey, I'm not even kidding. I didn't even realize. He's got one tattoo on him.
Yeah.
And I've actually got the same tattoo.
Yeah.
But I didn't get it because of him. I went and got it because I was reading a book. And when I went and read the meaning, got it done.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a second. Same tattoo he told me about, and it is like he touched me in ways and I didn't even realize I'm getting the same tattoos and shit as him, bro. He is so unbelievable, bro.
Facts.
Wait, does the tat say something?
Yeah, so it says he got memento mori, which is remember you're gonna die. Like dark, but like it's actually light.
No, I love that.
It's
Yeah.
heavy.
Yeah. That's his only thing. He's got so many. I can tell because you were just quoting Chinese proverbs, brother. It's gonna be a quote off, bro. It's going to be a quote off. Wait till he gets into the Greek philosophy.
Yeah, facts.
Oh my God. Yeah, he's incredible. I'll make sure you guys get him.
Yeah.
That'll be my gift.
So then how was that process of like podcasting and slowly reintroducing yourself back into the soccer world? Because you said you were doing AFL and other athletes, but you were kind of holding off the soccer athletes.
Yeah. Do you know what it was, bro? A big part of it was probably just before Suited and Booted, I had started going back into like soccer arenas. I felt more comfortable watching games. I started like being like, this isn't going to have power over me forever, man. Like, what the fuck am I doing here, you know? But I actually went on to, I did some great soccer pods. I had great conversation with like Jamie McLaren, Milos Degenek, who'd come on my pod and stuff, and really enjoyed speaking about their careers and some of my friends. But like, when it just clicked of like this is amazing was actually when on Suited and Booted as a guest. Like I didn't start the pod; those three did.
Oh, okay.
And I went on like I don't know episode 10.
Yep.
And like, albeit Rashid's my best friend that I grew up with from the age of 4 or 5. Like it was like have you seen Filthy Fellas in England?
Of course.
It was like that, man.
Yeah.
It was just like
Yeah,
banter
vibing,
and like great stories and fun, and I'm like, this is awesome.
Correct.
So, I think maybe around that time or just before that, I'd started getting work with Paramount covering the A-League.
Yeah.
But like about 2 years before I went on Suited and Booted, and Suited and Booted's opened up a plethora of opportunities to football and like
Shout out
I'm
to
just
them.
always doing football. Yeah, shout out to the
shout out
boys.
to
Yeah,
the
you guys are
Beatles, man.
killing it.
Yeah, but it's just we're always around football now, and I don't even think twice about it. I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
But about 2 years before that, I started doing work with Melbourne Victory. Across like they had a TV show I was a host of.
Yeah.
I used to MC the chairman's functions, and then I'd do like ground MCing. And at first, there was certain things like I turned down stuff like that before because I used to be ashamed to be seen in that position from being the player that I was. Like now, I'm like behind the scenes, got a mic, and I'm like I used to not that I look down on those people doing those jobs, but I'm like if I I don't know, man. I just felt like the ex-pro that should have been something standing there with a mic.
Correct. Yep.
I felt like a bit of my ego was a bit like twisted.
Oh, okay.
But then like, I got to a point where who gives a shit?
Yeah,
you
you
know,
care
I
as
just did
much.
it. And it was the best thing I ever did because then it opened up doors and all of a sudden then like I had the pedigree to be able to be, put onto Paramount, which is like now I cover the A-League.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah,
So
congrats to you.
yeah. Yeah, so there's just cool things like that. But Suited and Booted, bro, like the boys are in Sydney now at the Oz Championships. I'm going on
amazing.
Paramount today for the A-League.
Yeah.
Like it's cool now. And I can't wait to watch the game, you know?
Yeah.
Before Suited and Booted and stuff like that, when it comes to like the social scenes, could you see yourself doing like being like with Paramount here, Melbourne Victory there, and
Yeah,
like
so
the endless opportunities?
Paramount, I reckon I tried for like 3-4 years before to get on.
Correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Because I just felt like I'm like these guys can do it. I feel like
You should be there.
yeah, I just feel like I can. I'm a good entertainer. I know ball, and I'm like my personality would probably be good. Like I just always felt Paramount was like, you've got to play like X amount of games for the Socceroos, and everyone was like just a little bit older. There was no like fresh young
Yeah, that's
to
true.
connect with a younger crowd and have that pop. Like you go to watch Sky Sports in the UK.
That's true.
And they have like Daniel Sturridge or Michael Richards on now. That's just like
But now they're getting
completely different to the older crowd.
and
you
now
know?
they're getting influencers as well. And that.
Correct.
They're
So
moving on.
I was like, that's what I'm looking at from that because I'm watching all this overseas football content and seeing them like add in some bit of like spice and fun. And so I wanted to be that. And I tried for ages, man. And then I eventually got a shift and it turned into plenty more.
Yeah.
But it took a while, bro. It wasn't like overnight. And I knew like old teammates were on Paramount. I'm like, hey, bro, can you get me in? Like,
Hook it up.
they're like, yeah, no one wanted to help me, bro. I stood like,
Damn.
because it's like you can take their spot. There's only so many
Oh,
games.
true. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, which I didn't really realize at the time. Like, this is
Nah, you just
help me,
want
bro.
to be
Like,
there.
Yeah. But anyway,
No, I find it very wholesome that because you spoke about like the 3-4 years of not watching any football. Like it was a few minute conversation, but that's a very long time in your life, or anyone's life.
Yeah.
And now you come to today and you're just heavily involved in soccer, and it's just
my
beautiful.
life,
I
bro,
love
now.
to see it.
yeah, bro. That's actually, you know what? I mean, I probably was aware of that, but just hearing you say it, it really is, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3-4 years.
It's beautiful
It
to see
really
that
is.
you're back into it,
Yeah.
and you and obviously the boys as well, Suited Buddha, are making a big difference in terms of bringing
Yeah.
life to Australian soccer.
Yeah, well, thank you for that. And yeah, it's probably because we started in a space like similar to this. We started as a podcast that was week to week, and it was fun, and like people enjoyed the conversation and connected with us. There wasn't too much around that was just talking about just Australian football and doing it well, like with credibility. Because Rashid and I were ex-professionals. Gav played at one of the best age groups in River Plate in Argentina. Like 6 of them went on to play for Argentina.
Wow.
And he's played in the NPL. And then Jerome is just like the ultimate entertainer.
He's
But he's a good
hilarious,
host, and he's like almost the psychotic fan.
Yeah.
So we all have this experience from every angle
Yeah.
to connect with the people. But then now it's turning into like a social media platform
Correct.
that's not just football, but heavily surrounded by football. So yeah, it's crazy. It's only 2 years old.
I hope you guys go to the World Cup. Rashid keeps talking about it.
Yeah,
I've seen
I know,
it.
bro.
I'd love
Let's
these
send a
guys to go
TikTok,
on.
yeah.
I know. Hey, you reckon it's gonna be safe there, bro?
Where?
For World Cup in
In
America?
Mexico?
Oh,
Mexico as
definitely
well?
not,
I mean,
man.
Mexico shitty, bro.
Definitely not. Did you see what Trump done
Yeah,
this
okay,
morning?
okay. So definitely not. Yeah. So look, man, that's my only thing. I'm like, bro, I want to go to this World Cup. Like, man, I don't want to have to look over my shoulder and shit, bro.
Yeah, you're gonna
Bro,
have
it's
to,
prime
man.
territory for some crazy shit.
Let's hope there's another war after that, man.
Yeah, I
Or
know.
before that, man.
I know.
See
Maybe
what
I'll-
Trump done this morning?
No.
Like the White House, there's the East Wing. He completely demolished that.
Why?
Yeah,
Just felt like it.
he felt like he wants to build like a ballroom, like at the
Oh
White House.
my
You know,
God.
it's like, yeah. Let's just hope there's a world
It's
to live in.
different, bro.
You
This
know,
guy's moving weird, bro.
So-
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, that is definitely the goal because
Yeah.
for a range of reasons. One, like it's just the biggest sporting event in the world.
for sure.
We've all never been to like an actual World Cup.
Yeah. Oh, you have.
Yeah, under 20 as a player, but like to actually go watch, like
yeah.
nah, never.
Correct.
Do you know what? It's funny because we all give each other shit. The boys have just started giving me shit. Like we all give each other shit for people like they talk about something. Like Rashid is his thing is he just always changes his philosophy and he would always tell you. Jerome's thing is he's got this friend in Perth called the Kit Dealer. He's like, me and the Kit Dealer talk about this.
God.
They say mine is, when I was at the Under-20 World Cup.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'm like, noted, boys.
It always comes back.
But I was there, yeah. I was there at 17 as well. Use. But no,
What's the kit dealer?
he sells shirts.
Oh, the kit
Jerome went to Perth for like a week and's come back. He's
With
like,
all these kits?
he's talking about a random topic and then he just intertwines the kit dealer and says, when I was speaking to the kit dealer, he agreed with me as well. We're like,
I got this guy.
What did he have to do with that conversation? So then he's putting it back on us. Yeah.
Ahmed's got a kit dealer.
Yeah. But no, because we've never been to one, we'd love to go. Obviously, the Socceroos have made it too, so it makes sense from a content point of view. And then naturally, man, anything that coughs about the World Cup around the time it's on, the algorithms go
Of course. And
so it's a huge growth opportunity too.
And I think like for a few years now, we've been crying out for like some more content to bring life to respectfully to the A-League as well and all the other levels underneath, because now you're seeing other boys like GalacticOz, Azam and stuff.
Oh, you know those boys?
Yeah, we know them.
Yeah,
we got
bro.
Ahmed on the podcast.
I've been on there. I've been on their show. Have you been on their pod?
No.
Azam's been on yours as well.
we've
Azam
seen it.
and his boys.
Oh, bro, I saw him. The truth they call him. Bro, I call him the false. Bro, everything he said, man, I'm like,
The comment section loved him.
It's
huh?
hilarious.
oh my
man.
God, bro. I told them when I'd gone on, I was like, you guys, I don't know, his arm's moved away now, hasn't
Yeah,
he?
he's overseas.
Yeah, and I was just like, bro, this like maybe because we're in a white country.
Yeah.
I'm like, this should be huge.
It
It was filthy fellas, bro, in Melbourne, bro.
It needs to be.
Like craziest takes, man. Craziest views on football and so much disagreement and fun.
Correct.
And like they're like family, they're like brotherhood.
Yeah.
So they can say crazy shit to each other
Exactly.
and it flies.
And just take it. And
And just give it back and forth. And I'm like,
Exactly.
this is beautiful for entertainment.
They've built a good space as well.
Bro,
They've built a good space.
Yeah,
man.
I like they were just such like beautiful people too at the crux of it, which is why it's even funnier because then they just turn into violent humans like when the camera goes on record.
Hashtag football fans.
Yeah,
man.
if you watch the pod that I'm on, I'm looking around like, what the fuck is going on here, bro?
everything's so personal all of a sudden.
Yeah, and Hassan he's at the heart of everything, bro.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
False.
Yeah. I don't actually think I've said that to his face, but I said that to Amir the other day because we went away with Avondale and he was there. And I was like, bro,
Now he
the
knows.
truth they call him. And I'm like, he has the craziest takes, bro.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No, but at least now, like you're starting to see like them and you guys, like there's bringing more content with Australia. in
Yeah.
soccer, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, the last 12 months, man. I mean, probably the thing that we're aware of is we've opened up a market that I don't even like saying we've opened it up because it's not like people have been creating football content for ages.
I think you guys have.
But to the level that is being done now, I think we've been a big influence on because there's so many creators going to local games, doing what we did. And that's only good for our platform and for the game in Australia. That now if you play well in the NPL, like you're going to be online.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone will
That,
talk about
bro, like back in the
beautiful.
10 years ago, bro,
you.
it was shit that was clipped up on stream and people would be aware, but like you weren't getting interviewed by creators on the ground that have, 40,000+ followers or whatever across their social medias.
That's
like,
true.
what do you call the AU ballers? Bro, they
Yeah.
got so many followers. Like you get interviewed by them as a 15-year-old now. Like, boom.
That's a game changer.
So there's, so it's cool.
Because even with like the introduction of Oz Championship as well, I feel like it's been perfect time with you guys and the championship. So the second division of Australia, it's just like both you guys working together, collaboration, exactly what we need.
100%, bro.
So it's like it benefits both. It's not just you guys helping them.
Yeah,
That's what I
man.
think.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate competition, really.
Yeah.
and the
we've
content space as well.
Yeah,
You know?
correct.
Like
correct.
think about it when you started Unlaced, 6-7 years ago now. Like how many like content creators or like spaces were available at the time?
Nah, bro,
So
it
it's
wasn't.
correct.
Now it's like now these federations and these competition heads are looking at the content creators to come and like be a part of it, whereas that was never there before.
Yeah.
That's
So,
true.
yeah, it's really cool. I mean, I still think there's so much further to go because like I use Europe and England
Yeah, you
and
have
the
to.
way they broadcast football as like an example.
Facts.
Where it's like, you guys could be going to Melbourne Victory and sitting down doing an interview. And it doesn't have to be a guy that's played in the Socceroos.
Correct.
Because it's about entertainment. It's about having fun. It's about relating. It's about making
exactly.
content.
Getting
I still think
eyeballs.
I still think there's that space to get to, which we don't do enough of, and we don't like explore enough. But like, I think we're moving the right way.
Do you want to veer out from like podcast content as well and do not TikTok, but like let's just say YouTube and stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I want to do like Sidemen content, type beta squad type stuff.
challenges and all.
Yeah, bro. Like I think
that's
Student Booted, our personality is built for something like that.
Facts.
Like that's what we're trying to do. Like because we could do anything, and I think it's about the personalities. So that's why I think that's where we have a big growth opportunity to not just look at football, but keep football at the heart of what we do, but like do some cool challenges.
Correct.
You know?
And veer out from it, like almost like a Sharky method.
Yeah.
You know, Sharky, SDS,
good
beta squad.
Yes.
And then boom, you know?
Yeah, spot on, bro. Like, that's where I think we can really do some cool stuff, and that's where we can invite other creators on to come and join. And but it's quite hard to find the time because football, like literally this month, we've had NPL, Australia Cup, Oz Championships, and A-League all be in the same month.
It's intense.
Yeah.
I can't even breathe, bro.
Week after week,
But I think this time of year, like the whole summer is going to be huge and busy in a good way,
Yeah,
and then that hopefully will grow your platform even more.
yeah, can't wait, man. Yeah,
Is your Unlaced podcast still open to
it's paused,
continuing?
bro. It's been paused for a
So
few
it's not
years.
closed. The door's not closed.
Don't close it, bro.
No,
Don't.
I would
Don't.
never.
Okay, good.
But like, I may not go back. But like, I'm not telling myself I'm not never going back.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, but I want to go back and it be sustainable, effort-wise and financially. They're my two pillars, then I'll do it.
Did you have anyone helping you in terms of the background and stuff?
Not like Braden, my producer, was like all the sort of editing.
Yeah.
But other than that, zero help. It was all me.
And what, you're renting out a studio and everything as well?
Yeah, I was like paying a lot of. I was out of pocket.
Yeah.
For like 2-3 years, bro. For a long, you guys probably experienced it. I was out of pocket for ages. I was just making money to like stay level. Like that's where I was after 4 years. I wasn't not making money. So it was a cost. It was the time and effort. And then I go on Student Booted and I'm like, this thing's already getting more views.
Yeah.
It's growing.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't making money at the time, but I'm like, I know the game. I've like got a business background. I'm like, this is gonna make money.
There is
quicker.
money to be made.
This is gonna be way
And
more
it is-
sustainable.
It is really nice with the company as well because we find that as well. There's actually 2 other boys that do co-hosting with us. They're just
I
gonna make
thought
it
there was
today.
more. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was.
So my brothers
What,
are-
they don't know ball? Is that why they're in here?
No, they're not even
They
here.
got dropped.
Where are they?
So hey, boys, you guys can't kick a
Pecking
football.
order, yeah?
Stay home, yeah. No. Oh, cool. Send him my love.
Because my brother's overseas at the moment. He's been traveling for like a year and a half with his wife
Oh no way, beautiful.
and one of the other boys.
A year and a half, bro.
Yeah.
That's a crazy
I
trip.
know.
Nomad.
Like full budget and everything.
But
Like,
see,
seriously.
that's when I left football. That's the type of vibe that I wanted. I was
Yeah.
like, I want to go do some crazy shit.
Correct. Yeah.
Like real life experience shit that like now I look back on and probably your brother will look back on. It was like, if I didn't do that, I would not be who I am.
So tell us one then, if you can think on the top of your head now.
Bro, I got stuck in Uruguay
You in Uruguay? Oh my
for
god!
3 weeks without a phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. I couldn't say. I was safe. I was having the best time of my life, bro. The best time of my life. Girls were coming up to me because of my accent, saying, "What are you doing today?" And I'm like, "I'm going to extend my trip here for a bit longer, bro. I ain't going next week." I called my mate that I was supposed to meet in Punta del Este in Uruguay, and I go, "Bro, we're not going there, bro. We're coming here."
We're going
He goes, "Why?" I go, "Bro, girls keep asking me what I want to do today with them."
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel loved. I feel so loved.
I
and
love
loved.
Aussie accents. Once you leave
Yeah.
Australia, it's like all of a sudden our accents.
Bro,
are
I
amazing.
shit you not, man. I've never experienced this in my life.
Yeah.
2 days in a row, I had 2 different girls knock on my door.
Yeah.
Jake, what are you doing? You want to do something? And I'm like, I'll do whatever you want to do. I have no friends here. I can't speak the
my
language. Yeah, where's my phone? Bro?
So what happened to the phone?
Oh, bro, I think I lost it. I think it fell out of my pocket.
Correct.
And, bro, I rolled my ankle day one there. I lost my phone.
Yeah.
I was hobbling around, but I was having the best time of my life. It's just unique. But I've traveled South America.
Wait.
I'm leaving a lot of details
He's
out.
moving on. So
Hey, I'm leaving a lot of details out here, man.
Yeah, okay. We'll talk off podcast.
Yeah. Like I fell in love, man, with about 5 different people. yeah. But no, it was special. But I traveled. Went to Kenya with Rashid
Nice.
because his
nice.
family was there, which was a beautiful experience. I traveled South America. I did a lot of Europe. I've been to the States.
Yeah.
Nice.
With football, I went so much to Asia, so I've just got to see so much of the world.
Best place you've been?
Even
the best.
three?
I mean,
Top three.
top three.
Yeah, give us
top
top
three.
three.
All right.
bit better.
Puerto del Diablo in Uruguay. It's
Okay.
kind of like Byron Bay in
Okay.
Australia.
Okay.
Medellin in Colombia.
Ooh.
Just because that was the first place that I've ever because when you go into Medellin, you come down the mountains and seeing how
Cable cars, yeah.
the infrastructure of the place,
Yeah.
it blew my mind.
Ridiculous.
It was the biggest culture shock. So that was the most profound experience because of the history of what it went through with
Pablo.
it's terrorism, and it's drug trade and stuff,
Yeah.
and seeing it redevelop. Because when I was there, it had just won an award for being one of the most innovative cities because of the cable car system. So that was a really unique place. And then I've always, I don't know why, I mean, Italy, Amalfi Coast is so beautiful and special. And if I lived there, I wouldn't complain.
Yeah.
But I've always felt like I wanted to live in Spain. So San Sebastian and Barcelona.
I lived in Spain for a few months actually. I wanted to initially do teaching, but I just did extended travel, learning a bit of Spanish.
So many things. The language I love.
Yeah.
Football's huge there. The weather is beautiful.
Come on.
Weather's amazing.
And then it's very much on my flavor of like the scheduling. It's kind of like
How
I do
relaxed
whatever
is
the
it?
fuck I want,
Yeah,
whenever I
yeah,
want
yeah.
vibe. Of like,
Siesta as well. It's
yeah,
like-
I'll work 4 hours, I'm gonna go sleep, and then I'll come back to life. And then you know what? If I feel like going out at 1 a.m. and waking up at 10:30 in the morning, that's okay because the world hasn't started.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Just 2 days in one day. you know,
yeah, it's
like-
beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
So those two places stand out to me. But Colombia is a very, very beautiful experience that blew my mind because I'd never seen anything like it culturally and just.
And they take their tourism seriously. So
Yeah.
I recently came back from China. I was in Beijing with these like Colombians and stuff like that. And the first thing that I said,
You were in Beijing with Colombians.
random, I know. Yeah, I know. So,
What the hell?
So I never sign up for like tour groups and stuff like that, yeah?
Right.
So I rocked up to Tiananmen Square the day after Xi Jinping, Kim Jong-un, and Vladimir Putin were there. When they did
Is that when Daniel Andrews is in the
when
photo?
Dan Andrews was there as well. You know what I mean? It was-
Shit.
It's the most
random photo ever,
Bro,
eh?
it is the most random thing in the world. So
Yeah.
I just come out of the mountains in Kyrgyzstan. I fly out to Beijing the next day, and then I open TikTok, and Dan Andrews is standing with like Xi Jinping, and I'm just like, what's going on here?
Okay, I don't know what to take. He's talking about being at Tiananmen Square or coming out of the mountains of Kyrgyzstan.
Yeah, how random.
What am I talking to, bro?
Hey, you're missing the
No, we
Colombian
love our
part.
travel as well. We love our travel
Yeah,
as
but
well.
is that travel or is that like a hideout?
I don't know,
The
bro.
mountains of Kyrgyzstan, bro. Holy shit.
It's one of those ones where you look and you're like, oh, where can I go next? You know?
Oh, bro, that's beautiful, man.
And then I bumped into Colombians, and I've always wanted to go to South America, but it's never been on my radar. It's like one of those like bucket list places or whatever, you know. And Medellin, Colombia is one of those. And I was like, oh, but like it's not safe there. That's the first thing that comes to my mind, you know, drug cartels and this and all that kind of stuff. But I heard, or at least they were telling me, to them, tourism is the most protected thing. So for them, say someone was to hurt a tourist or something along those lines, that literally disrupts their whole market. So they take that more serious than the actual drugs itself. You know, and to the point where the cartels actually like somewhat look after, you know. And then I'm like, I'm coming to Colombia.
That's the green light.
That traveling does that to you, man.
Something in the water there, man.
It's the best thing.
Yeah, and just that was really cool. I did quite a bit of like majority of my travels were with my friends, but there was a couple times that I did it solo as well, and that was equally as nice. Like
Yeah.
you know, forces you to like go out of your shell. You meet great people, and then all of a sudden you're connecting with a random on another part of the world, and it's like this. I don't know. There's something in your soul that just like feels really like in love with what you're doing, and because it's so completely different to what you're waking up and you're used to, you know. So
Correct. And you're just you. You
Yeah.
don't have to put on like an identity or something along those
I don't know what it is. My happiest I've ever been outside of being on in fact, I was never really that happy on the football field. I was just so insanely driven. That's what I wanted to be. But my like most content and happiest and most I've ever felt like me is when I've been on an island. Every time I go to somewhere that is an island and they have that island mentality of like laid back and
Facts.
like the economy is not important. There is no capitalism. It's purely about like
Relaxation.
and
It's just survival.
it's survival, but it's also like my lifestyle is whatever I want to do. Like if I work at a local hut and I go for a surf and I come back and I do the same thing every day and I'm happy and I'm with my friends, and that's the pinnacle. Like and they're completely okay with that, and everyone's got that mentality. It is so liberating.
I think you know what it is. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but it might come from the fact that you're on a go driven mentality. It might not. It's got nothing to do with like your whole identity and stuff, but it's like performance. How can I be the best version of myself and like ticking these goals? Whereas then when you go travel, it's like the one place where you know you actually can't perform.
Yeah.
So what do? You go to your
You're
default
so right, bro.
and you just relax.
You have to slow down.
No, it's not. It's not.
Okay, right, I'll be honest. These books are his, man.
Maybe you have to read the Arabic.
Bro, isn't that crazy? It takes what it takes. It has Shadows of Steel, and I went for Arabs. The one book I just like literally like that.
That's a big book.
Yeah, it's a big book. Yeah,
Nah, it's introspection, man.
yeah.
That's what I get from traveling. That's what it is. Because I had the same thing recently, where it's like when I'm here, it's like go. I wake up in the morning, and it's like, okay, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? The whole thing about the two minds, not there, not here.
Yeah.
But then when I'm over there, like I don't care, bro. Like when I was in Kyrgyzstan, for example, I got lost, by accident.
Wow.
All right, and I'll explain this a little bit. Like in Kyrgyzstan, you go on this like one bus. I needed to go to this small little town because I was going to go on a 5-day trek. Yeah. When I was about to go on that 5-day trek, you had to go on this thing called a marshutka. Okay, so it's this village bus that goes from the main city Bishkek to the small little town. Okay, they speak Russian, coolest language in the world, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
No lick of English, and they don't care for English.
Right.
So it's like, okay, cool. Anyway, so I downloaded my eSIM, everything. When I got to the outskirts of the main city, my data just went completely off. Okay, and I had someone to connect in the rural city or whatever waiting for me. All right. I had my location on, everything cool. But they said when you get to that like the rural village, there'll be like a little hotel next door or whatever, cool. But what ends up happening, these guys don't care for me. The little village bus there's a child there, there's a grandpa there, this person smells and it's tight and everything like that. He just drops me off and then I'll go to him like, I'm looking for Kizat, And then he goes to me, off. I'm like, what? And then he goes, and then I'm in the middle of nowhere, all right? So while I'm in the middle of nowhere, what ends up happening is I'm like, okay, cool. How do I get in contact with this person? All of this kind of stuff. And then I'm just like, what? Bro, what am I meant to do?
You're stuck.
Like, I'm completely stuck.
What the fuck?
And honestly, like, alhamdulillah to this, you know what I mean? Praise the Lord.
God.
What ends up happening is everyone didn't speak English, but there happened to be this person that ran a stay guest hotel that was in London for 7 years. And if it wasn't for him, what would have happened is I wouldn't have gotten in contact with the other person. No one wanted to give me their hotspot and stuff like that. But anyway, while I was there in the Kyrgyzstan and stuff, I was thinking to myself, it's like, why am I so relaxed now? But I don't know how do you relax when I'm in Australia, And it all
fascinating.
It all comes back to the thing is because I can't do anything now. And then because what ended up happening is because my internet didn't connect ever since. So the next 5 days, I was forced to have no data.
To be present.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
And then after I said to myself, this is what it is.
Yes, bro. You can understand how much technology's changed, and
correct.
You experience that. Yeah. I've experienced that too.
It's as little as, for example, having your phone, in your pocket, and it's buzzing, and then you're like disrupted from like doing the podcast in the moment and stuff like that. It's like, oh damn, like there's that constant. How do I say it?
Battle?
Simulation.
Oh, simulation. Yeah.
That's what it is. But Dorian, enough about me, man.
No, that's a great story, bro. I feel like it's got to be. I want to hear some of these.
You got to go Kyrgyzstan, man.
That's something I've been to Uzbekistan.
No.
Yeah, but Kyrgyzstan I've never been.
Mm.
Yeah, Uzbekistan was one of the places I felt unsafe, man.
Why? Central Asia?
No, not because like I know Uzbek people and like, but it was more because I've been playing against their teams. And bro, when you play against their team, oh my god, they I don't know if they would kill me, but they make you feel like they're going to kill you, and they're willing to cheat to win. Like we were doing a pre-game for Adelaide against Bunyodkor, which I think was in Tashkent, and we were like training the day before a game doing tactics, and we could see like a guy risking his life, standing against his pole on the top of a building, like with his back to it, doing like doing those ones to like look over. And I'm like, bro, these guys will do anything. Then when we've played their like youth national teams, man, the way to me, in all honesty, it's quite admirable because I understand where they've come from and what winning means to them.
Sure.
But like the level of dirtiness they would go to,
Yeah.
to me, I was like, low-key, that's like savage. I respect it. But it was like pure like against the rules. Like they'll elbow you in the back of the head off the ball. And like now you'll get caught. But back then you were like, oh, fuck, this guy's like not even blinking. Like I'm scared of him. You know? So
And there's no remorse behind the elbow.
no. It's like, bro, they're cold. Cold killers, man.
Wow.
Yeah, but all right, I've got to check some places. I might
You
have to get some places
man.
off.
You
man.
have to. Nah,
Yeah.
Jake, we're conscious of your time, man.
Appreciate it.
Bro, this episode, absolutely loved it, man.
Oh yeah,
It's
thank you, man.
Absolutely loved it.
Oh, cool, bro.
But it's definitely because of the fact that you're a fellow podcaster as well.
Bro,
Yeah,
that
we
has
love that.
110%.
Yeah, it
When you
makes
can
it
pop
easier.
with people, then like, you're like, bro, I was like this, man. Sometimes when people could talk on pods, and it's,
Yeah.
it is an art form, bro.
It is. That's why I love Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Not because of his takes and everything, but he's mastered the art of conversing with people.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You know, one day he's with some neuroscientist, then he's with a comedian that has 2 brain cells, and then he's with David Goggins.
Yeah.
Stay hard.
yeah. Because don't you reckon you get to a point when you're podcasting, you actually like, you probably don't clock there's lights there. You
No,
don't,
yeah.
you like you're touching your mic and
Facts.
stuff, but you don't clock that. That's not a central part of the cameras are just.
There isn't.
You lose sight of what's in front,
Yeah, you
and
forget.
you just it's like if these weren't here, this is actually how we talk. But it takes like maybe 100 episodes for you to get to that
To
point.
get to that stage.
It takes
yeah.
a
Yeah,
long
which
time.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's why, the start when the start happens without the guests knowing, I find it better than when the start happens, hey, we've started the episode.
Yeah.
So what do? You pause the conversation and be like, hi, Jake, we've got you on an episode. Then it feels
It's too
like,
formal for us.
Yeah, okay, that's cool.
Whereas it's like you've just transitioned from that door and then it's
I like it. I
you
like the
know?
curveball, man.
Yeah. And honestly, the funniest thing is the best podcast happen off the podcast.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
It usually happens, bro. Like,
Yeah.
especially afterwards.
What were we
you just
talking
have-
about at the start? I remember thinking this is going to be a good pod because
Yeah.
of what I thought was the pre-pod chat.
It was your military mate,
Oh.
and
I
then
guess,
you were going
yeah.
in on your military mate, and after I was like, yes, Tom Layer was his name.
Paul Taylor.
Taylor, yeah.
I'm gonna find a. I'm gonna sign out on a Paul.
I
bro.
butchered it,
Paul Taylor, bro. What a guy.
But Jake, thank you.
Thank you,
appreciate
bro.
you.
Appreciate you guys
And
as well.
appreciate
Thank
the episode. For our listeners, where can they find you? Plug everything. Let them know.
So my number's over. No,
Beautiful.
hey, chill. You can find me at JakeBD on Instagram. Big love to you. Give me a follow.
Nice.
Don't DM me. I love you for it. No, I'm kidding. Suited and Booted is my podcast now. The Unlaced maybe will come back at some point.
Hopefully.
But yeah, JakeBD, I am online. So appreciate the love.
Appreciate it, man. And you guys know what to do. Without further ado, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next week.
Hey, just quickly, if you do not like, share, and subscribe, and you are here right now and you have not, holy shit. Anyway, I guess I'll see you next week.
That's a content creator for you.
Yeah, bad. I love that.